Hello, my hearties. A very good evening to you. It's just me, Scottie McClue, and I thought we'd pop up and say hi to you Friday night, of course, and it's 26 minutes past 9 in the evening in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. So that's rather good, isn't it? Let me see if I can just move things around a little bit of flair going on in your picture if you're watching on the YouTube channel. So we'll move that along. There we go. That's better. Fantastic stuff. Good. And I hope you can all see me and hear me tonight. Very, very important. Dinky-Doo. Get liking as soon as you can, guys. Lovely to have you with us, of course. Very warm welcome. I'm Scottie McClue, world's top broadcaster, the first lord of the internet, hashtag FLOTI, and the world's most humble man. Important to get that in as well and let you know what is what. How good is that? So there you go. Now, you should have a fairly good picture of what's going on. So there we are. We like that, I tell you. And come and join us as soon as you can. Tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10. There's Liam joining us. Fantastic stuff. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I say to Liam. Excellent. Now then, a Dinky-Doo, Scotty, Dinky-Doo, George. And thank you so much for all your sharing. That's what it's all about. Amazing stuff. Everybody's joining as we speak. There's Tom Phillips over in Belfast. How lovely to have you with us. And Energy DG, good evening, sir, from Belfast in Northern Ireland. We love you in Belfast in Northern Ireland. Good evening, Scotty, says Susan. Robert says, good evening, Scotty. Who wrote the screenplay for the Bond film You Only Live Twice? He was a famous author. So there you are. Was it not Ian Fleming? Hello from Cardiff. I tell you, Dinky-Doo. And hi, Scotty, Dinky-Doo, says Charlie. Or had Ian gone by then? Because he died quite young, Ian Fleming. I'll tell you that. There we are. If you've just joined us and you're watching on the YouTube channel, go down to the bottom left and click the little thumbs up. Very, very important. Hello from Cardiff. There we are. We love that. Susie's joined us, Dinky-Doo. Morning, the Lord Duke of Dundee, Onion Barget, down in Australia. We love that. Welcome, welcome, I say to you. Follow us as soon as you can. Are you not at the Highland Games? No, I'm not at the Highland Games, but I was very privileged to be the chieftain of the Highland Games at one point. How amazing is that? Good evening, everybody. No, it was Roald Dahl, Scotty. Or was it Robert? What a fascinating man he was. He could give you all the dates for when the chocolates were invented. So if somebody said to him, Kit Kat, they would go, yes, 1936. This is what we should be teaching the young people in school. Fantastic. We love that. Can you speak Gaelic? Camarahua, Carl, Hakamamaha, Falchi, Kidamili Falchi, Don, TikTok, Agus, YouTube. Lovely to have you with us, I say. Get following as soon as you can, guys. And there's so many videos for you. Wow, says Carl. Did you like that, Carl? Have you ever stayed at Gleneagles, Scotty? I haven't stayed at Gleneagles, Evelyn, but I've had afternoon tea there on a number of occasions, and a friend of mine used to be one of the top managers there. Have you ever tried Staffordshire oat cakes, Scotty? No. And sadly, Gleneagles, a friend of mine died on the golf course. He was barely 60. So there we are. There's TikToker. What a laugh you are, TikToker. You should be ashamed. Please stop waffling, pretending you're talking Gaelic. Of course I'm talking Gaelic. You just don't understand it. Please stop waffling and pretending you understand Gaelic. Or speak it. I speak Czech and Hebrew and English. Excellent, Carl. Fantastic stuff. We love it. There you go. I say to you, hey, Scotty and everyone. Hello, Amy. Welcome, I say. Scotty, have you ever been to Trades Park? I know Trades House. So there you go. If that's anything to do with it, I say to you. There we are. Please tell everybody we're live, guys. Any sign of David these days, Scotty? Yes, Tom, he was on Saturday night for a wee chat. So there you go. Scotty, I hope you're well. Katie, lovely to hear from you. Can we all get sharing as soon as you possibly can? Get following, lots of new videos for you. I've just sung you a wee hymn duetting with an amazing pianist. Fantastic. Scotty, you normally have salt or sugar with your porridge. I don't have either. I have a knob of butter. So there you are, and I would strongly recommend it. So a good knob of butter in the middle of your porridge. Ooh, now you are talking. And there we are. Scotty, what time is this? Can you no sleep? Well, I couldn't sleep. 10:30. It's 22:31 Numpty Head. And I thought, can't sleep. I think we'll just go live. Scotty, have you ever seen Clandonia, the pipe and drum band? Yes, I have. Outstanding. Follow us, guys, as soon as you possibly can. I'm happy to see you live at this time. Papa, thank you very much. Is this a good time? I'm always trying to find the optimum time. But when I came up to Scott FM on the radio, people said, what time's your show on? Nobody will tune into that. So only about 250,000 hour tuned in, I tell you. So there we have it. People just don't know, do they? So there you have it. Have you ever visited Stoke-on-Trent? Yes, I've broadcast from Signal, the studios at Signal. There we are. What have we got here? Most people of my generation are on their phones around this time of night. Papa Houston, what generation are you? Are you from a very young generation or a very old generation? I ask you, what happened to the flavoured porridge they used to do? I love the strawberry one. Amy, I have never, ever, ever, ever tasted flavoured porridge. I wouldn't know what you're talking about. I tell you. Can everybody hear me and see me? Scotty, I was thinking about moving to the US. Yes. And what's the big attraction, Tom? Tell us more. I think we should be told. Hi, Professor Numpty Head, DINKY-DOO. Now, what have we got here? Is this the new Nightline, Scotty? The Numpties, when's the Numpties half hour? Well, listen, you can come on anytime, Numpty Head. You know that. And we can have a chit chat with you. And you know the telephone number. So that would be good as well, I say to you. So there we go. DINKY-DOO. Now then, what have I got here? There's the wonderful Alistair Moffat. Remember me, Scotty? Alistair, of course. Fantastic. Lovely to hear from you. They used to do different flavours. Strawberry, vanilla, and raspberry. Porridge. Never ever heard of it. I was thinking of taking an electrical job over there. So are you a Sparky, Tom? I don't think you told me that. That's fantastic. I like the sound of it. We're a bit misty on the old YouTube tonight, and I don't know why. I wonder if the camera could do with a bit of a spruce up. I tell you. Well, maybe you need to get a new camera, so if anybody's feeling flush, bung in a few red roses. There's a join my team. Celtic Chaos has given me 10 team bracelets. Is that not beautiful? I tell you. Have you visited the old forge in Knoydart Peninsula? I've never been to Knoydart, Onion Badgie. Have you been to Knoydart from Australia? Celtic Chaos is sending me beautiful red roses. Thank you so much, guys, for all your lovely, lovely gifts. We never, ever, ever ask for anything because we're free. But if you're feeling flush, a wee something in that goal. You won't see it on the YouTube channel. It's on the TikTok. Scotty, what was the last biplane used by the RAF? The last biplane? Well, the Tiger Moth was flying for a long, long time. But you had quite a lot of seaplanes as well. But I'm trying to think the last biplane, what she would be. Are you sure it wasn't the Tiger Moth? The Lysander was fixed wing, single wing, wasn't she? So that's that one. The last biplane. I think I'll still plump for a version of the Tiger Moth. You know, I shall, if anything else comes to mind, I'll let you know. I'm a smart Scotty. Yes, I was thinking about taking a job over there. It's located very close to my family in the US. Tom, why not try it? Nothing's cast in stone. I'm sure I read somewhere it was the Gloucester Gladiator. Was she a biplane? Yes. Gloucester, the Gloucester Whittle, the first jets. Sir Frank Whittle, lovely, unassuming man, incredible, really. Our aviators. The picture could be better. It's 10:35, my friend, says Energy. Well, it's actually 10:36 Energy, but it might have been 10:35 when you posted that. I think the picture could be better. Scotty, says Leonard, can you give a shout out to Bella the dog? Of course I can. Bella, 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 Bella. Good girl, Bella. There we are. The self-service checkout won't accept King Charles's notes. I'm just saying. Numpty, what on earth is a gentleman of your distinction and background doing at a self-service checkout? I don't think I've ever used one of these. And I make a point of going up to somebody at the till and say, excuse me, are you free? I would like to be served by a human being. So they said, oh, well, I'm a human being. You're very welcome, sir. Proper attention. Also, it's fairer on the assistants because they'd only be chasing me every single item. I tell you, can everybody on the YouTube share this, please? Where do we share, guys? Share. Are we sharing with Facebook? No, we're not doing that one tonight. So that's okay. Who else are we sharing with? Shall we tell them we're live now on... we'll tell them now on Twitter, on X. We'll say Scotty live now. There it goes. Just post that. That's it. That's just arrived. So if anybody's on X following at Scottie McClue, they'll see that we share there. That's good. So there we go. My brother's one of the drummers in Clanadonia. Evelyn, brilliant. Have you ever visited Harwich in Essex? Yes, I have. I went from Harwich to the Hoek of Holland, or the Hoek van Holland. This is why I adore Dutch. It's just such a beautiful, easy language. Loved you on Scott FM, says Davy. Davy, I loved Scott FM. You know, and apparently it was never the same. I went away down south after that and had a great time. But apparently poor old Scott more or less died off. There we go. I tell you, the mumbling pants. Oh, yes. Absolutely. Good evening, Captain from Norwich. Neil, how lovely to have you with us from Norwich. What a privilege. Follow us as soon as you can, guys. I tell you. Hi, Scotty. Hi, Sandra. Signal studios have sadly closed. No. Scotty, may you unban my friend. Papa, I may do. Why did they get banned in the first place? We are stap at foo, says Alder. Alder Rover, we are stap at foo tonight. It's fantastic. I love it. It means me, Scotty, not you. All right, I see. Scotty, is Aberdeen closer than Inverness? Closer to where, Energy? Do you mean Belfast? It depends. I don't know the flight times. I know you can fly from Belfast to Inverness, and Inverness will be probably about 110 miles from Aberdeen. Am I right? So there you go. Evening, Scotty Old Bean. Murray, how lovely to have you with us, and a big dinky-doo. Murray, we may have been demonetized on the channel, but the channel is doing rather well. Have you spotted it? And have you seen some of the movies I've chosen for you from my collection? I tell you. And so there we are. Scotty, would it be fair to say Greenock is the city of the three S's? Sugar, ships, and what else, Robert? There we go. Fantastic. Ships, sugar, and steam. Yes. I lay firmly at the door of Thatcher a lot of the demise of Greenock and Port Glasgow. Well, all of Inverclyde, and also a lot of Scotland. And this is why I'm no Scottish nationalist or SNP supporter or any of these things, but I do believe firmly Scotland should be independent, running its own affairs. There we go. I tell you. Scotty, is Loganair big in Scotland? Yes, Tom, an excellent company flying to the outer islands. I think the aircraft back in the day, I don't know about now, was a Twin Otter. And Loganair can land on the beach at places like Barra. I'm sure Loganair go to Barra. There we go. And I was seeing that wonderful band, Pete and Diesel. I watched a program last week and they were on it. And then the next day I discovered 4 years ago, I'd given them a mention in the live stream. Guys, I'll tell you what I've put up on TikTok in the videos. Always check out the videos, and on the YouTube videos. Guys, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe and thumbs up, bottom left, little thumbs up. Click that. Scotty, upload the new movie for us. Well, I uploaded a Deadfall the other day, so have a watch of that. It's brilliant. The Rookie Fan, hi, Scotty Dinky-Doo. Scotty, TFM radio in the 1990s. Do you remember? I remember superbly. Loved every second of it. McClue was very, very popular on TFM. Yes, indeed, a great radio station. Middlesbrough. There we go. We love it. TFM and Magic. What do we got here? Dinky-Doo. Everybody's joining us. Fantastic. Scotty, check your blood under the microscope. Well, what would you see, Morris? I used to have a microscope, and it got lost in a house burglary. And I used to look at various animal blood samples. You could buy the slides. Yes, you could get them in the specialist shops. Loganair are very good to us in Ireland. They fly to Donegal, Derry, Dublin, Kerry, and Belfast. I think I should be taking a flight. I tell you. Do you remember Terry McGinty too? Yes, is it? Yes, we did, Terry. Great guy, yes. I haven't heard from him for some time, so I can't tell you where he is at the moment. Are you still on the old radio? No, I came off the radio about 4 years ago. I was on Nation Radio when it launched in Scotland. Hi, Scotty from Law Village, the Rookie Fan. We love Law Village. Who's gone to Law Village? What about that? What's your crystal ball saying for the future, Scotty? Will you be back in the wireless numpty heat? I think you'll find this is bigger than the wireless, because the wireless was mainly local stations till they just bought them all together and played the same thing. But this is massive. I think we should grow the YouTube channel and the TikTok, because the TikTok very, very popular. There we are. I'm trying to think how many people I've got on the TikTok, but it's big, very, very big. I tell you. Congratulations, everybody. Lovely to have you with us. What have we got here? There's Tam, Dinky-Doo, Tam. Evening, Scotty. In your opinion, what's the best thing about Scotland, past or present? I think past, the best thing about Scotland would be Scottie McClue. And I think present, the best thing about Scotland would be Scottie McClue. Is that too humble? But no, we've had some wonderful, wonderful things. Probably things like the Empire Exhibition in 1938 in the Bellahouston Park. You know, that's a wonderful thing. Scotty, why did the Romans build the Antonine Wall, the one near Kilsyth, Cumbernauld? Well, they were hoping to keep out the SCOTTI and the Picts, and it wasn't very successful. It was defensive rather than offensive. I mean, not many people traversed over Hadrian's Wall. That was the biggie. But you see, the Romans, they brooked no opposition, but they were very frightened of the Scots. I mean, governments are still frightened of the Scots because of their lack of a class system, because of their honesty. I know you get a lot of wee showpit, dodgy people. I mean, I've met one very bad man, but that was only one in my life. I've met so many beautiful people who are Scots. And because of the Scots' values and because of their abilities. So I would say to every Scot, go clean. Don't overdo the bevy. Get yourself off any drugs or anything like that. Get out of the smoking, and let's have a new enlightenment when we run the world from Scotland in a very fair manner. Yes, we have family values. We have that fear of God that's important for our learning. We go back to leading in everything: invention, education, engineering, technical expertise, technology, the white heat of technology. We go back to leading in all that, showing the way to the rest of the world. There we are, absolutely. So Scotland needs to get back in its place, and that's what people have got, a fear of the Scots because of their genius. So there you go. You might not think it in a late Saturday night in the tune, but I'm telling you, listen to McClue, because McClue knows best. How does McClue know best? Because he's been there before. Surely the New Testament is the Old Testament now. When's the new one? Oot. No numpty heat. Gospel values. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. It was new after, everything had been going on in the old one. So the New Testament, this is the New Testament of my blood. This is my body which is broken for you. Yes, I tell you. We loved the world over, but we suffered a long time from depopulation because, as you say, all our industries went into decline. Robert, we were depopulated long before that. Highland clearances, clearing the hills for sheep in the 1860s. Famine in the early 1700s. All arranged, of course. These things don't happen by accident, I can tell you. They loved your one about Law Village. Did you like that one, Ricky fan? It was a bit of fun. Lovely guy phoning up. There we are. See the story of Law Village. Law Village. You'll get it on the YouTube. Look up SCOTTIE McCLUE, Law Village. Evening, Scotty. So there we are. Evening, everybody. Thank you. Not at all. Loved you in Scott FM, Mr. Davey. I tell you. Now, who have we got here? Do a backflip. Just done one. There we are. I tell you. What have we got here? Bless you. Bless you, fish. Hello, pal. Good to see you again. You're a Scottish legend. I must be protected at all costs, says DCI Jim Taggart. Well, DCI Taggart, nobody respects Henry more than you. I can tell you, we respect you. How many folk emigrated during the Highland clearances? Thousands and thousands and thousands. Because I can take you, Scotland is depopulated. I think in area, Scotland's the same size as England. Might even be bigger. And you can rustle about and find a wee puckle of stones. For instance, if I remember right, the ministership of the Kirk of Kenmore, which was a great old friend of mine, a wonderful man called the Reverend Kenneth McVicar. He was a chaplain, royal chaplain to the Queen, Kenneth, and the nicest man. And his brother was Angus McVicar, the author. And he had another brother who sadly was killed with the Argylls at Monte Cassino, I think, Archie. And Angus was his brother, and Willie was I think Willie was a ship's captain. So they were a wonderful family, and their father was known as the Old Padre. And they were brought up in the manse of St. Bland's at Southend, beside Campbelltown. And Kenneth was the minister, and he was a terrific man. He'd been a Hurricane fighter pilot in Burma, and he wrote a wonderful book called On the Wings of the Morning. So that was it. So I was very lucky to have known the Reverend Kenneth. And if I remember right, he wasn't just the minister of Kenmore. He was the minister of Lowers, Lawers, Lowers. And Lowers is a ruined village halfway up Loch Tay. Trust me, Ben Lowers, you can climb. People have, I tell you. Yes, Scotland does take up a good part of the UK. We got most of the sea mass, so we're not most of the UK territorial waters. Scotland has everything. That's why Westminster panics about losing it. Yeah, they don't want us running our own affairs, or we'll be the wealthy ones, and Westminster will be the poor. I tell you, and they do not want that. There's the wonderful Gerald, DINKY-DOO. The only thing I saw getting made recently in the beer shop. All right, Gerald, yes, very nice. There we are. Numpty Scotty, the original ICTV was piped from Glasgow to Carlisle before it was transmitted to the airwaves. Now, where have you got this from, Numpty? I mean, you're a man I trust implicitly. Where have you got that from? I tell you. Did you know that Bill McLaren, the legendary rugby commentator, fought at Monte Cassino, Scotty? I think he was an observer for the Royal Artillery. Robert, I can tell you, I loved Bill McLaren's commentary. As a youngster, I used to go to all the Murrayfield games. And I loved when you heard Bill come on, good afternoon from Murrayfield. And just a lovely, lovely man. And when I worked at Scott FM, I came out the studio after a show and I saw my producer. And I said, is that Bill McLaren sitting there? She said, Bill, yes, lovely guy. Go and speak to him. He'll enjoy that. And I said, oh, I'd love to speak to him. I thought, I have a wonderful time just to nip to the shop and get my lunch and come back and see him. Oh, I am sure. And by the time I got back, Bill had sadly done his interview and he'd gone. And there he was, dressed in beautiful Hoyk knitwear and the big polished brogue shoes. And what a gent. What a gent. There, he used to say that a day out of Hoyk was a day wasted. Lovely man. I think Bill was a PE teacher originally at Hoyk. Is that right? And so there you go. Learned that from reading the history of Blackfoot Hill Mast. Is it not just Black Hill, Numpty Heat? Have they shortened that? So there we are. I can remember when I used to work for Scottish television and border television very often on the same day. So when they were tight for announcers, what I would do was maybe open up Scottish television, and then I would finish at the afternoon when the lunchtime newsreader came in, and I would drive to Carlisle. And one day they were setting up the monitors from the transmitters. They always had, you know, they could see the output of all the stations round about. And somebody said, oh, hang on, I think we've got the wrong output here. I think I set that guy up this morning on Scottish television. and he's on Borders output. What's going on? Someone said, no, just no, he's fine. He does all the television stations. Oh, so there we are, nearly caused a stushy. So that, Numpty, that sounds fantastic. I would like to find out more about the transmitters. 101 miles from Inverness to Aberdeen, is that right? Clyde built, yes indeed. There's Danger Mouse. Tall ships is a big thing down in Greenock. They should bring that back. Well, we had the tall ships in Leith the year we launched Scott FM. Is that not absolutely amazing? With the tall ships. Guys, has everybody on the TikTok actually followed? Get following. If you've got a TikTok account, you should be following me. Very important. Is Kelso further south than Hoyt, Scotty? I really should know this, but your knowledge of the borders will be better than mine. Yes. Yes, I think so. I'm trying to think as the crow flies. The next county from where Kelso is will be into Berwickshire and Hoyt. But Hoyt's not that far from Carlisle down the A7. So there we have it. I tell you. Kelso, the ball is Floors Castle, beautiful. Oh, Perseus is on. Oh, Ronnie. And also Scott from Gideon in South Africa. Gideon, how lovely to hear from you. I often think of you and hope that you are well. A wonderful man, a great gentleman, a man of incredible intelligence and knowledge. And it's so lovely to hear from you. I watched a YouTube video about a guy in America, super guy, and he bought a 70-year-old engine, and they were saying it was a Rolls-Royce engine. He bought it for scrap value in a crate, and he was getting stuck into this, and I think it might have been an engine from the Champ. Do you remember the Champ, Gideon? Now, am I right in thinking that Austin brought out the Champ, and it was for the army? It was like a replacement for the Willys Jeep, which I know you know about. And I think the army rejected it because it was too near the ground. And they used to, the Marines ran mini-mokes and things like that. So you had the mini-moke, and it was quite near to the ground, but I don't think there was enough clearance in the Champ. And the Land Rover won the day from Solihull, the Rover Company, of course. Wonderful cars. But you could buy a Champ. There was a wonderful magazine that used to, you could buy and sell things in. And I often bought it. And the Champs were for sale there. And I think you could pick up a Champ for 250 quid, 250 pounds. But this was new. Well, 1950s, but unused. But I think you could get a runner at the same time for about £15, say a Morris Minor or something. Or you could get a Jag for about £45–50. The Border Reavers, the Armstrongs, and all these people. Robert, yes. Now, have I got the book here? I've got so many books here. And it gives you the background and the history to all that. I was pretty sure I had George MacDonald Fraser, who wrote the Flashman books, used to write for the Herald. And George was actually a director of border television at one point. And then he retired to the Isle of Man. And he'd been, I think he'd been in the Border Regiment. And George MacDonald Fraser wrote The Steel Bonnets. And I've got a copy somewhere. I thought I had it handy. I've maybe been reading it. The Steel Bonnets. Where's the Steel Bonnets? Anyway. No, I can't see it. It'll not be far away. So there we are, the Steel Bonnets. Well worth a read, I say to you. The Border Reavers, yes, indeed. The Armstrongs and the Grahams and all these characters. And they used to hang people actually not far from where Border Television was. You had the Gallow Hill in Carlisle, and you had the Gallow Hill, and you had the Hill of Harrowby. Harrowby. You still get Harrowby in Carlisle. Fine part of the world, I tell you. Guys, get following. We need hundreds and thousands of followers. This 10 here and 5 there. How are we doing, Scotty? Not seen you in a while. No, I hadn't been terribly well, and I've had to come off my work, and it's breaking my heart. I tell you. Scotty, a shout out to my friend Grace Declan. Of course, we can give a shout out to Grace. It will be a privilege, I say to you. Who have we got here? Thank you for sharing all the lives, guys. Very, very good of you. Good evening, Scotty, to you from the Isle of Man. John, do you know people used to listen to me on the radio from the Isle of Man? They could pick up Century Radio, and going right back 32 years, they could pick up Red Rose Gold. Do you remember Red Rose Radio? Yes, he was a novelist and a historian, George MacDonald Fraser, very knowledgeable man. If you want to read a comedy book from George, The General Danced at Dawn. So there you are, and it's fantastic, and it's about a Scottish regiment, probably the Argylls or something, and the general visits and stays overnight, and the pipe band got a fright because they wakened him in the morning. I tell you, The General Danced at Dawn. There's another one for you, Robert. You would love that, I tell you. Good evening, Scotty. Good evening, everybody. Lovely to have you with us. Hello, Paul. Good to see you again. You're a top man. Tam Hamilton, I've told you you're a top man. Hey, now then, who have we got here? Best thing about Scotland is definitely Scottie McClue. You're very, very kind. Thank you for that. That is so good of you. I tell you. Now, who else have we got? Come on, then. Scotty, a shout out to Grace. We did that one. Hi, I miss you on the radio, top man. Had a fantastic day at the F1 exhibition. Do you like F1, Scotty? I do, Reese. I do like it. Yes. Dinky-Doo. I'm 42, and I used to stay up late to listen to you. Your radio show was amazing. Best defo. Nick, that's very, very kind of you. I thank you. There are guys, it's 11 o'clock. It's time to go. Can't believe it, I tell you. Quick shout out to Grace. We've done that. Yes, indeed. Get on the vegetarian lattice slices. There's Craig. You've not met me yet. We haven't, Craig. I treat you right, says Lewis. Thank you, Lewis. Scotland forever. Scotty. Who have we got here? Hello from the United States Open in New York. Last time I said hello, I was at the Euros. I work in TV. J-Mac Dinky-Doo. We love you in TV. That is what it's all about, the old television. Good night, Scotty. Good night, Susan. Take great care of your dear self. And Dinky-Doo, I say to every single one of you. There we are. Can I have 10 new followers, please? Good night, everybody. Good night, Tom. Good night, and thank you so much for watching. This is Scottie McClue saying Dinky-Doo to every single one of you. Enjoy the videos, share them, tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10 about Scottie McClue saying Dinky-Doo to every single one of you. Ta-ra, lads! We have to go. Oh, heartbreaking. Catch up soon. There we are. And to my beautiful, beautiful YouTubers, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Take great care of yourselves. Ta-ra, lads.